How's it going, everybody? My name is Aaron. I'm a photographer and a cinematographer and a music producer and a husband and a son. I'm a lot of things, but today I'm gonna show you how I like to edit my photos in Lightroom. Now, if you're one of those purists that aren't into manipulating colors and like to just take a photo and post it that way, that's cool, but you probably won't like this video. This video, I'm gonna show you how I really manipulate and squeeze every little bit of juice out of images. Let's just go ahead and jump into Lightroom. Oh, by the way, you can check out my Instagram at Aaron Rash. I don't post enough. I need to post more, but more on that later. Let's go ahead and jump into Lightroom. So this first photo here is this awesome little cabin we found in the woods. Really cool photo. Of course, the first thing that I did, I straightened it out. I really can't stand when something's crooked. The first thing I did was I went into presets and I applied my Rattlesnake Lake preset to it. Right off the bat, it looks like crap. And that's normal because that's what presets mainly do. If you've bought presets and you get really excited, like, yes, my photos are gonna look amazing. And then you put them on there and they look like crap. That's normal because presets really are just made as a starting point. They're not supposed to just like be a click it and forget it type thing. Anyways, I put on my Rattlesnake Lake preset and the first thing I did was I started dropping that color temperature to the negative range. And I really started pulling down the exposure because I'm a really fan of moody photography. And right off the bat, it's already starting to look a lot better. I pulled down the exposure just a little bit more, kind of amped up that saturation a little bit. And then I went into my HSL sliders and I really played with the color of the cabin a little bit. Really make it pop, make it super red. The maybe last thing I would do to this photo is put on a little gradient down here to kind of direct your attention towards the cabin, just like that there. And I would call that pretty much done. That's how it looks. I'm totally digging it. I'm sure there's a million other ways you could edit this photo, but for me, that kind of fits my style, fits my grid. It's actually on my grid. Anyway, yeah, let's move on to the next photo. All right, so this next one was me standing in the middle of the forest. It was really dark. I think we shot this photo on like 6400 ISO or something crazy like that. And the first thing that I wanted to do was I pulled out the iPhone and I wanted it to be like the only thing illuminating my face. So the first thing I did is put on my Rattlesnake Lake preset again. It already pretty much looks done from there. By the way, like I'm not selling my presets, but if it's something you guys would be interested in, let me know. I'll sell my pack. It just seems like everybody does that now, and really I'd rather show you how to make your own presets than just sell you mine, because then you're really gonna understand what's going on and you're gonna understand how to edit a photo a lot more. So the first thing I did with this photo, again, I kind of brought that exposure down, pulled down the highlights quite a bit, pulled the shadows down, and probably just tweaked the white balance just a little bit. And there you go. I mean, that's it. It's pretty much done right from the get-go. I like how in this one you can see just my phone lighting up my face and the rest is kind of mysterious, you know? Really mysterious woods, like some bear or Bigfoot's gonna jump out and attack me. I totally dig these kind of vibes. Maybe the only thing that would have made it a little bit cooler is if it would have been foggy. Oh, by the way, I have a video on fog photography. Go check it out. Here or somewhere later on, or after this video. Watch this video first. All right, so this next photo, me and Kat were driving along this weird road in the middle of nowhere by Snoqualmie Mountain, and we saw this really cool lake, and I had to get out and take a picture. And if you notice, like down on the bottom, I literally had to lay in the mud to get this photo, so it was worth it to me, I guess. But anyway, let's edit it. The first thing I did, again, I'm using my Rattlesnake Lake preset for all of these photos. It's what I've been doing for the past like 20 photos on my grid, and the real key to keeping a consistent look is just editing everything from the same preset. So I'm gonna add my Rattlesnake Lake preset. Here it is. It already looks amazing. I mean, really all I would do from this point out is maybe pull the exposure down, tweak the white balance just a little bit. You can go into your HSL sliders and play with those oranges. You can really pump those up, get those popping. And I think like the last thing I would like to do is kind of make a gradient. This lake down here, the reflection is nice, but it's kind of distracting. So let's pull that lake down just a little bit, and let's do the same thing actually for the sky. We'll go in, we'll just tweak that a little bit so we have all that attention on the trees and the mountains. And boom, I mean, that's pretty much it. There you go. Not even a sky replacement. Just looks amazing. I love Lightroom. I love you, Lightroom. All right, so this next photo is really cool. It was taken from the top of a mountain. You can see Mount Rainier out there just in the distance. It's being covered by clouds, and we're also sitting above the clouds, so it's kind of like an inversion kind of thing going on. It's really cool, I dig it. Now the first thing that I would do with a photo like this is, I don't really think with Rattlesnake Lake you can really pull much out of this kind of color. So what I would go for in this type of look is go for like a really moody kind of vintage green type of look. Let's see. Really kind of the name of the game for a lot of this stuff is just playing around with it till you kind of get it where you want it. And for me, I'm kind of digging that. Straighten out the horizon a little bit and just continue to go in here into the HSL sliders, play with stuff until you get a little bit of something that looks like this. Really cool photo, and it actually really reminds me of Firsty. I don't know if you guys know who he is. If you don't, go check him out on Instagram. He's an incredible photographer, but he seems to always do these really, really dark, moody kind of vibes. And that's what this photo totally reminds me of. Here's a photo of me holding my pocket cinema camera with this massive 80 to 200 millimeter lens, push-pull, super old school, super cool photo, a little bit overexposed. Thankfully though, we can pull all that detail back. The first thing that I'm gonna jump to, you already know, Rattlesnake Lake. I mean, actually, I like Rattlesnake Lake B a little bit more. And then, you know, I'm gonna do what I've been doing on all these. Come in, pull the exposure down quite a bit, warm this up quite a bit for that really October-y kind of vibe. Maybe come down and pull these oranges down just a little bit. And probably pull down the sky quite a bit as well and really get a lot of like mood going on. Probably do the same for this bottom area too. I'm just gonna vignette the whole thing, why not? And upon farther playing around with it, you get something that looks a little bit like this. Cool photo. I really like it. I hope you do too. If not, I'm sorry. I tried. All right, for this photo, it was really cool. It was super moody, super foggy already. Already looks amazing right out of camera. The first thing I did with it was I straightened out these trees just a little bit. Came in here to my presets, Rattlesnake Lake, pull down the exposure a little bit, done. I mean, really, what else would you want to do with that? Looks awesome. Now, I've been jumping into this preset the whole entire time, and a lot of you guys might be wondering, well, what's the preset doing? Let me break it down really quick and just show you a little bit. One of the main things I'm always doing to squeeze more dynamic range out of the photo is I'm pulling the highlights down, I'm pushing the shadows up. Now, a lot of times I see a lot of people do this, they ram the shadows all the way up and it starts looking really unnatural and strange, especially like on people's jeans and denim. Like you start seeing weird textures and stuff. You usually wanna keep it down, but I always pull the highlights pretty far down. The next thing I'm doing is I'm kind of lifting up the shadows just to get a little bit more of that filmic kind of vibe, a little bit more cinematic. I'm doing a slight curve and then I'm basically doing an S curve on about every channel. Other than that, I'm going in, I'm tweaking my white balance, I'm playing with the saturation, and I'm really, like for Rattlesnake Lake, I'm pulling a lot of the greens out. I'm pulling a lot of the blues out. Almost all the blues there. I'm really just letting the earthy tones come through. That's what I'm doing for my October grid. All right, guys, well, thanks for hanging out with me and editing some photos. I hope you had fun, and I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, yeah, also, like and subscribe. It helps the channel. Okay, bye. I mean, seriously, it really helps me grow. All right, bye.